And just like that, we are in the 17 minute of the third and final hour of that lunch. So 17 minutes plus 2 p.m. It is, of course, Audio Gallery Fridays, where we just hand over our radio show to people who are just artistically gifted, whether it's musicians, poets, drummers. It doesn't matter as long as it has something to do with being a performer. We want you here to just put you here and just showcase just how brilliant you are. And today, as a part of our Audio Gallery Fridays, the last time we heard of him, we used to know of him as a Shotgun Flavor. However, after a 2-year hiatus, he has rebranded as Mr. Gun, and announced the release of his new single, which dropped in March. The track is titled Injabulo, featuring ex-Idols winner and Mtanda hitmaker Musa Sukwene. Mr. Gun joins me in the Friday edition of That Lunch Show. Mr. Gun, a very good afternoon. Welcome back. Welcome to That Lunch Show.
Yo, what's up? What's good to all your listeners? It's good to you, Ricardo, and the producer man right there, and every single one who's listening at home. Yes, it's good to be here. I go by the name of Mr. Gun, formerly known as Shotgun Flavor. And man, I'm back, and it feels good to be here.
Feels good to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, of course, because you, like, for 2 years, you said nothing. We were worried. What was happening?
Hey.
Just before we get into the single you dropped in March, just give us a background of what's been happening, just to check in with you.
Well, man, over the past 2 years, I've recorded a lot of music. I just wasn't releasing music. I just wasn't putting out music, but I've been busy with a lot of other things as well. Among some of the things that I'm doing, I'm also doing like a online radio station, right? Where instead of me being in the front line, I've been putting a lot of other people on as well. You know what I mean? Like a couple of new artists and just talented people. Exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what I've been doing in the past 2 years that I haven't been in the limelight or in the forefront.
And what about that period? Made you change your stage name to Mr. Gun?
Well, I just feel like it's healthy to rebrand every couple of years, but how the name came about, I was in a studio session with a producer by the name of Ndogzin. We're in the studio, and that name just came about, like, hey, Mr. Gun. And I was like, yo, I actually like this name, And for me, it had much more meaning because, man, I've been in the music industry for a very long time, So for me, it was more about, okay, Mr. Gun, I like that because it's like put some respect on the boy's name because I've been around for such a long time, So I took that Mr. Gun and I ran with it, rebranded, and yeah, man, that's why we're here now.
And wasn't there any fear that, okay, I've changed my name, and it comes at the risk of possibly losing, a fan base that I created for a long time? Do you have to change as you change your name? Does the sound stay the same, or does the sound as well change?
Well, look, I mean, for me personally, there was no fear in terms of thinking you're gonna lose people and whatever, But like a snake, every season a snake has to shed its skin. And come out looking brighter and newer, So for me, it was more about, because I've been through a lot, man. I've been through a lot. In spite of everything good and bad that's happened, you always have to come out and refresh. I mean, I come back from a background where I've been signed to record labels. The likes of Mabala Noise, all those kind of companies. So I was there, and now it's a new me, man. It's a new season. So I wasn't afraid of that because I'm always capable of bringing good music, good vibes, good energy, good products. So I wasn't scared of that. I was actually more excited about the new that's coming up, And then you also asked about the sound, the music. Well, the sound doesn't really change. The only thing is that it gets better. You get what I'm saying?
Sir.
So yeah, that's where we're at.
And that new season came about with this single that you dropped in March, Injabulo. How did that come about? How did you even get in touch with Moss and just putting him on the song?
Okay, so how that came about is that a couple of years ago during lockdown, I've always had this thing where I've always wanted to work with Musa, because I respect him musically, and I used to love Mtande, I used to love that. That was a huge hit, So I told myself that, what, I really want to do a song with Musa, and I'd been speaking about it for a long time, And then during lockdown it happened. We hit him up, and it happened, got in studio with him and a producer by the name of Sakile Mangele.
Yeah.
Might know him. He's produced a lot of stuff for the likes of Mafigizolo, Black Diamond, and
Yeah.
and the likes. So it just happened that on that day we managed to get him in studio, and he was down. We were actually supposed to work on a song that I'd done, and I wanted to feature him on the chorus. Kanti on that day, a new beat was going to be made, and
Yeah.
it became Injabulo. Yeah.
And just the name of the song, just
Yeah.
what is it about the song, the message that's in there that led to you guys just naming it Injabulo? What was the atmosphere, the mood when you guys were creating this
Okay.
project?
So basically, what happened is when we got to the studio, right? Musa was chilling outside because he, in fact, when something good is gonna happen, a lot of commotion happens, right?
Yeah.
So we get into the studio, we're having problems with cables and things. Now we have to leave and buy a cable, and now you got a big superstar waiting for you, But he was chilled. He was like, "Nah, it's fine. Take your time." We went and looked for the cables. So when we came back, we went into the studio and tried to fix everything that was not working before. And then while we're fixing, then we started jamming on something, and we had the melody, and we had, just like the basic foundation of the song, right? And we played that a couple of times, and then we called Musa in, and we're like, "Yo, we got this concept, this, that," and he just came in, and then we put words onto the melodies, because we like to mumble and hum these songs and whatever, So, and then man, and then that was the start of it,
Wow.
And yeah, a couple of 2-3 hours later, we had the song Injabulo, and it's a song about it's a happy song, right? It's a song about a man, well, not necessarily a man, but about a person who has found their love, the love of their life, the person that they want to spend the rest of their lives with, the person that they want to have children and start a family with.
Yeah.
So that was the basic sentiment of the song.
And how did it feel once again to release music that it's only something artists can explain, where for a long time you were making but not really putting it out there, and now after this time you now fully put it out there? For you personally, with everything you've suffered or endured and overcame, to just now release, to be back in that space again, what was that like?
Look, it feels good, I mean, at the same time, I wasn't releasing my music, my personal music, like Mr. Gun music or Shotgun Flavor music, but I was on other people's tracks, I did a lot of features, you know what I mean? I did a lot of features with the likes of Just Biggie, Low Key, and Dogzin. So I did quite a lot. So coming back and now having the focus on me, myself, it felt really good, man. And it also was reassuring, because when people heard the song, they were like, "Wow, this is a very good song." So instead of going down, we actually went up, you know? So it was a very incredible feeling. And you're right when you say, us as musicians, we are the ones who feel it, because also music is a very sensitive thing, because you always think about what are people going to say about this? What can people, But then when I released my song, man, the outcome, the response was incredible, and I really did enjoy it, Yeah, it feels good to be back.
Yeah. 3 months into the return, where are we now in terms of the music? What can you expect from you? Any projects or somewhat?
Listen, as I said, in the 2 years where I wasn't releasing music, I recorded a whole lot of music.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got music that I've recorded with the likes of legendary singers like Judith Sepuma, As I told you, like on the production, it was heavyweights all the way, For now, I want to release another single, right? I want to release another single. And there's an EP that I might drop as well, which I recorded in the 2 years. So there's just a whole lot of music to put out.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of happy that I did do that, that I did record the amount of music that I did record,
Yeah.
So, man, there's definitely a lot coming through. Might be dropping that EP with Dogzin.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to be releasing Mr. Gun's music. And I think I might follow it up with that single with Judith Sapuma, because it's a beautiful one. And it's a song with a brilliant message.
Yeah.
It's a song that talks about violence against women and children and stuff. So who knows, man? Maybe this Women's Month we might be dropping that one.
Hey, that might be a scoop for us right here on that land show. And
course.
Just quickly, where can the listeners find you, stream you, support you, and just as we just go with you in this new journey of yourself?
Okay, well, for now, man, all you have to do, I mean, even all those platforms which were predominantly Shotgun Flavor, Shotgun Flavor has just moved to the brackets. So it's just Mr. Gun. So you can even still search Shotgun Flavor. Mr. Gun will come up. But like on my social media, I'm still there. Mr. Gun, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and just everywhere, Facebook.
Yeah.
And on the DSPs, man, you just need to search for Mr. Gun. The new single is out, called Injabulo, featuring Musa. And you're still more than welcome to go back to my old school stuff, I mean, all my songs are still there.
Music never dies.
Music never dies, man. Music never dies, and yeah, man, my first song, which actually brought me here. I mean, the first time when I was here, I was interviewed by Lulo.
Hey,
By
Lula.
By Lula.
Look at
Yeah,
that,
man.
yeah.
Then when I was still pushing my song called Dihomu, well, I was still signed under the record label. I mean, all that stuff is still there. That's the beauty of digital. Everything still stays there. Nothing is removed. Everything is still there, man. So just go search Mr. Gun or search Shotgun Flavor. We still out there, man. YouTube, everywhere.
My brother, thank you so much for joining us right here on that lunch to speak about Injabulo. And I do understand in about 10, 15 minutes or so, you're going to be gracing us with a lovely performance just to get the listeners up to date with just where you are, and just a reminder of just how good you really are. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah?
All right. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the platform. Appreciate the Voice of Wits, man. You guys are doing great, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, and just like that, that's how we wrap up this interview with Mr. Gun as part of our Audio Gallery Fridays.